Hello everyone. Yesterday we had discussed the last function as I think the last function we discussed was cosec x. Cosec x we had graphed cosec x. The only thing which I had left yesterday was periodic. Yes, it is periodic function and its period is 2 pi. Sec x as well as cosec x both have got their periods 2 pi. And the another thing is that they have asymptotes, like it has got asymptotes at n pi, and sec x has got asymptotes at 2n plus 1 pi by 2. Wherever the function is not defined, wherever the graph of the function is approaching the particular line, but it is not touching that particular line, if you look into this graph, the red curve, yellow curve is actually the yellow curve I have shown as the cos x graph. From the cos x we have driven the sec x graph. So yellow is just, it is not required. You can remove that and the red graph will represent the uh, cosec x graph. It is sin x graph. No, it is not sin x graph. Yeah, it is sin x. Yellow curve is sin x. And we are showing the 0. It is starting from 0 going to 2 pi. So it is sin x graph. You can remove this sin x graph and you can get cosec x graph. Uh, in this graph, if you notice, the red curve is approaching the line pi n pi. You can say in terms of n pi, pi minus pi minus 2 pi pi, but it is not touching that line. It is approaching. It is looking as this is the, because it's a rough curve, it should be approaching, not touching the curve. So these are the asymptotes of the graph. These are the vertical asymptotes of the graph. Today I'm going to start for the table for trig function, which actually includes everything: function, domain, range, period, asymptote, and roots. Like for sin x, for the function sine, the domain is set of real numbers. Sin x can take any real value. X can take any real value. So that is why it is domain is set of real numbers. The range is minus 1 to 1 because you notice that in sine graph as well as in cos graph, we notice it is restricted between y is equal to minus 1 and y is equal to plus 1. There are two horizontal lines drawn, y is equal to plus 1 and y is equal to minus 1, and the graph is restricted between those two lines. It cannot take a value greater than minus 1. Y cannot be, sin x cannot be. What is y? Y is sin x. Function is sin x. Sin x cannot take greater the value than plus 1 and it cannot take value less than minus 1. So the range of the function, range is the y value. Range is the y value. Domain is the x value. Domain is the x value. Y range is the y value. So you can notice on the graph of the sin x as well as cos x that it is restricted between minus 1 and plus 1. Minus 1 to plus 1. Period is 2 pi. It repeats itself after 2 pi. If I cut up a graph from 0 to 2 pi and put it at 2 pi, you will get the next graph. If I cut it at 4 pi and put the graph again, I'll keep getting the graph. So 2 pi is the complete period. It doesn't have any asymptotes. It doesn't have any vertical asymptote. It doesn't have any vertical asymptotes. Vertical asymptote means the function is not approaching any vertical line which it will not touch, which it will not touch, but it will approach that value. So there are no vertical asymptotes. Roots are n pi. Roots are n pi means at n pi the values are 0. You know that at pi, you know, at 2 pi, at 3 pi, at 4 pi, at 5 pi. Similarly, minus pi, minus 2 pi, minus 3 pi, minus 4 pi, all the values will be Sine will be 0, whether it is sine pi, whether it is sine minus pi, whether it is sine 2 pi, whether it is sine minus 2 pi, sine 3 pi, sine minus 3 pi, all these values will be 0. So those are the roots where you get the value. Now let us see cos x. For cos x also, the range is domain is set of real numbers. Domain is set of real numbers. Domain is set of real numbers. Domain is set of real numbers, like you can see on the graph. You can see in the table. It is set of real numbers R, and range is the same, -1 to 1. Period is 2 pi. There are no vertical asymptotes, and roots are at 2n plus 1 pi by 2. Because cos x is always 0 at the odd multiple of pi by 2. Sine is always 0 at n pi. N pi means n is an integer. N is an integer. N is an integer. Here 2n plus 1 pi by 2 means odd multiples of pi by 2. If I look at 10x, if you look at 10x, 10x is sin x upon cos x. We told you 10x is sin x upon cos x. So where cos x will be 0, this function 10x will not be defined. That is why it is written r minus 2n plus 1 pi by 2, because at 2n plus 1 pi by 2 the curve will not be defined. Where cos will be 90 or odd multiples of pi by 2, it will not be defined. Range is set of real numbers. Range is set of real numbers because you've seen what kind of graphs tan and cot have. Then period is pi. Period is pi between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, and asymptotes are at 2n plus 1 pi by 2. Here it is minus, so that is the where it is not defined, and roots are n pi again, because it will be 0 at n pi, because sine n pi, sine upon cos, sine n pi will make it 0. 0 upon 1 will give you 0. Cot x has got domain as r minus n pi. Cot x is cos x upon sin x. So where sin x is 0, cot x will not be defined, and sin x is 0 at n pi, so it is not going to be defined. R minus n pi. Range is r, period is pi, asymptotes are the same as r minus n pi, whatever is that portion in pi, and of course roots are 2n plus 1 pi by 2, because at those points cos is 0 and cot is cos upon sine, so 0 upon 1 will be 0. Sec x is opposite of cos x. Sec x is opposite of cos x. You see, in 10x, in the denominator cos x comes. In sec x also, in the denominator cos x comes. So same range is there. R minus 2n plus 1 pi by 2, r minus 2n plus 1 pi by 2. It is not defined. It is not defined between minus 1 and 1. So its range is minus infinity to minus 1. Included, minus 1 is included. Union 1 to infinity. Period is 2 pi. Asymptotes are again at 2n plus 1 pi by 2, and roots none. Cosec is 1 upon sine. Cot is 1 upon sine. So what is the range? What is the domain of cot? R minus n pi. Same is the domain of cosec. The range of course is the same, and period is 2 pi, and of course asymptote is n pi and none. Now if you notice that there are sets of 2, sine and cos is almost same kind of domain, same kind of range, same period, asymptote none, roots you can check. 10x and cot x, or you can say 10x and sec x. 10x is sin x upon cos x, sec x is 1 upon cos x. So there also the r minus 2n plus 1 pi by 2, r minus 2n plus 1 pi by 2. The range is the same here, 10x cot x. The period is same, and again asymptotes and roots. And similarly, sec x and cos x I'm sure this table will help you to remember. You must go through time and again and do that. Now I'm going to, since we are at trigonometric functions, I'm going to discuss also inverse trigonometric functions. Inverse trigonometric function. Inverse function. Before we do inverse trigonometric function, we must know a little bit about functions. Now, if I draw, suppose I draw some functions of this kind, some graph of this kind, and if I draw a vertical line cutting the graph, so we will notice that this vertical line is cutting the graph at many points. It is cutting x-axis here, so the value of x is fixed here. Corresponding to one values of x, there will be many values of y. This is one value of y, this is another value of y, this is another value of y, this is another value of y, another value of y. So this curve is not a function, because the definition of the function is that corresponding to one value of x, x is related to one value of y. No two ordered pair should have the first component same, because if you remember, the relations were defined as set of ordered pairs, and function was a special case of a relation. Function was a special case of relation, where we had discussed that in a function no two ordered pairs should have the first component same. I gave you an example of vertical line test. Whenever there is a for example, this is the curve, and if I draw a vertical line, this curve will be cutting the curve at 2 points. So it is not a function. This is not a function. Similarly, if suppose this is a circle and I draw a line here, a vertical line, it is cutting at two places. So it is not a function. It is not a function. Now, when we are going to discuss inverse trigonometric functions, when we are going to discuss inverse trigonometric function, what is going to happen is that we will realize that we will have to change the domain and range of the function. We'll have to change the domain and the range of the function. And when we are going to change the domain and range of the function, we will realize that we will not be able to call it a function. Why will I not be able to call a function? Just realize the graph of sine x. Let me draw this sine curve first of all. I have drawn sine curve so many times for you so that you will have no issues for drawing it. We have the x-axis and we have the y-axis. And then we had said we have drawn a line at y is equal to plus 1, and then we had drawn a line at y is equal to minus 1. Right? And then let me draw vertical lines. Okay, now it's 0, it's pi by 2, it is pi, it is 3 pi by 2, 2 pi. I am drawing only one, I am drawing only one complete cycle, 0 to 2 pi. I am just showing 0 to pi. This side will be minus pi by 2, it will be minus pi and minus 3 pi by 2. I will draw this side also. When we start from 0, the curve goes like this, comes here, goes like this, and comes here, finishes at 2 pi. It comes to this side, and obviously it will go down towards 2 pi. So this is the sin x curve. This is the sinusoidal wave. This is the sinusoidal wave. Suppose I turn it upside down. I change the x-axis to y-axis. If I change the x-axis to y-axis and y-axis to x-axis, what will happen is that when I turn it upside down, you will realize that this curve will no longer will be a function, because if I take a vertical line test, one vertical line will be cutting this curve at many places. So what we do is we restrict the domain. We restrict the domain. We restrict the domain. And what domain are we restricting? What domain are we restricting? We are restricting domain here between minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. The restriction of domain in sine inverse will be put it is x dash, and if you say it is 0, it is pi by 2, it is minus pi by 2 you can say, or 3 pi by 2 also you can say. I am taking this minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Why are we restricting domain to minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, not from 0 to pi or from pi to 0, pi to 2 pi, or whatever way? The question is that when we are taking, for example, sine, when we are taking the function sine, when we are considering the function sine, in the first quadrant, this is the first quadrant, this is the first quadrant, all the trigonometric functions are positive in the first quadrant. They are always positive in the first quadrant. So 0 to pi it will be positive. And in the fourth quadrant, it is also positive. It's negative. In the fourth quadrant, it is negative. So by choosing minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, we have covered positive values also and negative values also. We have chosen positive values also and negative values also. You can say that we can choose somewhere else also where there can be positive, negative. Yes, we can. But conventionally, it is chosen between minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Now let us take sine inverse curve. Please remember, we are interchanging the domain and range. We are changing the domain and range. It used to be plus 1 minus 1. It used to be plus 1 minus 1. This is O x x dash. It is y dash. What have we changed? It used to be minus 1 and plus 1. But I am making it plus pi by 2 and minus pi by 2. And where it used to be plus pi by 2 to plus minus pi by 2 or minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, we are making it as minus 1 and plus 1. Minus 1 and plus 1. Minus 1 and plus 1. So earlier x-axis used in original sine curve, x-axis used to have the multiples. We used to be having 0 angles like 0, pi by 2, 2 pi, 3 pi by 2, 2 pi, minus pi by 2, minus pi, minus 3 pi by 2, minus 2 pi. Now along the x-axis we don't have those angles. Angles are along y-axis, pi by 2, minus pi by 2. We are considering only 2. As I told you that we have restricted our domain between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. It is not the domain here, but domain of the original sine. Here it has become a range of this. And the curve of sine x will come inverse sine x. Sine inverse x will come like this. Sine inverse comes like this. Sine inverse x comes like this. This is y is equal to sine inverse x. Sine inverse x. This is the curve. The curve of sine inverse x is, you see, the line y is equal to 0 or x-axis is in between, and half the curve is above x-axis and half the curve is below x-axis. Pi by 2 minus pi by 2. Let us write the domain. What is the domain of this function? You know, domain is always the values along the x-axis. In this particular case, it is minus 1 to 1. The domain and range have interchanged. The range of the sine x used to be minus 1 and 1. Now domain has become that. And what is the range here? Range is restricted domain actually. And what is the restricted range? Row domain minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. It is bounded? Yes. It is bounded. Why it is bounded? Because there are two horizontal lines. There are two horizontal lines. The curve is in between those two horizontal lines. It is restricted between those two horizontal lines. What is the f maximum? What is the f maximum? F max is pi by 2. And f min is minus pi by 2. So this is the curve of sine inverse x. It is important to understand because we will be doing work on inverse functions. We will be doing work on inverse function. This is the curve of, you see, every time we are drawing sine, when we drew the curve of cosec x, then also we drew this. When we drew the curve of the cosec x, we drew the curve of sine x. Because from sine only we connected 1 upon cosec x. Similarly here, when we are drawing sine inverse x, we have drawn the curve of sine x to show you also. So you should, this is a repetition of the things, and when we are repeating, we are remembering. We are remembering. Thank you.